how do you grade the team through the first half?
Great. I think we've done some things well. I think we got a lot of things we got to improve on. I'm pretty sure y'all heard it from Coach Malone and Coach Craddock. I mean, we're 1-5. That's not what we feel we should be, but I mean that's what we deserve. Looking at the mistakes that we've had, the mental lapses, and how many times that we've shot ourselves in the foot. But I think we have a lot of upside. We still have the half of the season left, and so I know we do. We have a lot. We've improved a lot. We had a great week of practice last week, so I'm really looking forward to going into this week.
Coach had talked about he can sense it during a game. Something seems to happen, and I guess young guys kind of just lose it or whatever. Can you feel that too as a fellow player? Can you feel the energy leaving or anything like that?
Yeah, I guess I can kind of see the energy leaving, and I won't just put it on young guys. I think it's just a thing overall, just for team. Sometimes a team just, I don't know if, like I said it a couple weeks ago after we played, I want to say it was U of H or ECU. So something happens and we kind of just, I don't know if it's where we get, we're up and whether we get complacent or what it was that we do, but somehow we just kind of get stagnant. And that's what we worked extremely hard on last week, making sure that we just maintain our competitive edge, getting that killer instinct, and just finishing. Because I mean we played with every team that we played, and when I mean we played and we hung with them, or we were beating them, or we were doing whatever, and we showed that we can compete and we deserve to play with them, and we just have to maintain that. And it's not a physical aspect. I don't think there's been a game this year where we haven't been in shape for it, prepared for it. I mean, I think that we've been in better shape than the majority of the teams we played. And that's hats off to Coach True and his strength with that. But we just got to figure out what it is, and we have to maintain the energy and keep that hard competitive edge and keep it going.
The coaches talked about all the energy that the freshmen have been bringing to the team. Do you find that like infectious for some of the older guys, seeing how excited that they get in practice or in games, stuff like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just it's a different type of energy. I think a lot of people get energy just confused with jumping around and screaming and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I mean that's another form of energy. But it's fun to see those young kids doing that. Like I'm sure they brought up the Scott twins because I'm one of the older guys in the group. So. And I remember when I used to come to practice every day when I was 17, 18 years old, 19 years old, and just jumping around. And you got Scott just bumping into people, jumping on people. And then you have other people just coming. It's just another work day because you've been here for 4 years. You got to get and get your work done. But yeah, it's infectious to get out there and he'll be jumping around, pushing on people, her yelling, and we're doing good on good, ones against ones, in 2-minute drill. And I look to the sideline trying to stay focused, and I see like Scott over there just dancing, pointing at me and stuff like that. So. That's funny, and that's definitely an infectious thing. It helps keep practice energized and just really keep it a lot of fun. It's a football. It's football at the end of the day, and it's the sport that we love to play. And you got to keep the fun in it.
You talked about how you still have a lot of work to do,
yeah.
But you don't feel the 1-5 record is really indicative of how well you all have played. What would be an accurate record at this point?
Oh, I mean, it's a setup question. I don't really know. If I can, I think that we should definitely have a better record. Well, I won't say that we should, because you get what you deserve. I mean, we have what we put in, and we put in 1-5 results, and that's what came about. But I will say that I do believe that we're a lot better than a 1-5 football team, and I think that everybody who's watched us play this season can agree with that. We just have to find what it is to maintain playing that way. And I mean, you look at it. Baylor with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, it's 21-28. You look at the TCU game, we're down 42-17 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter, and we end up getting to 37-42. And I mean, every team we're up 20-37 against ECU. We're driving against U of H, and we just shoot ourselves in the foot. And like I said, SMU has been the hardest team we played this year. And that's no discredit to any team we play, but I mean we've killed ourselves a lot of times, and so that's what we just really focused on last week. Coach Morris wanted us to make sure that we beat SMU last week. We made sure we beat them, and we did that.
With the bye week last week, how much further ahead are you in terms of studying this week's opponent than you would be in a normal week by Tuesday afternoon?
I'm a little bit more ahead. I mean, I really took last week to really make sure that I was focused on the team, on us, and making sure that I was doing everything I can for the younger guys, for my teammates, bringing in energy, making sure that I'm focused on doing what I need to do as far as getting better. We had a daily win every week as where we wanted to get better at a single thing. You know, we want to complete 80% of our passes in practice, or want to make sure that carry out all our fakes. I mean, I have a problem with that sometimes. So make sure we carry out all our fakes 5 yards down the field and doing little things like that. So because of that, you know, I really try to focus on the team. But you know, we're getting pretty deep into USF right now, and we're studying breaking that film down.
You know, 11 passing TDs and only 2 interceptions. Would you say that's your best stat in your line this week? This year, sorry.
But I say that's my best stat.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's something I'm definitely proud of. I mean, I haven't thrown a pick since the Baylor game. I don't know how many attempts or whatever that is. I mean, I have had some fumbles. I think I've had 3, 4, which isn't good. So that's something I definitely need to work on. Need to make sure that I'm making sure I'm kicking the ball safe. I mean, whether you're fumbling or throwing a pick, you know, turnover is a turnover, and that's something that you can't have. Putting the offense in jeopardy, and definitely putting the defense on the field when they should be on the sideline, making adjustments, doing whatever, and we should be putting points on the board. But I'm definitely happy that I'm making smart decisions with the football. I think you know, and it's not only credit to me. I think that my receivers are doing a great job of making sure that they're getting the ball. And if I do happen to put it in a bad position, they're making sure the other guy don't get it. I mean, there's a few times I guess you could say I've thrown a risky pass, whether it's to Cortland or Shelby or anybody out there, KT, and they made a great play. And that's just part of being that's the difference between being a good and a great football team. Is players making those plays that you have to take risks on. You know, you watch college games every weekend, and you see those plays that the people make. I mean, they're making great plays, and that's what we have to continue doing. We show spurts of that where people just making unbelievable plays or just making plays that the normal average player doesn't make, and that's what we have to make. And we're getting better at that.
Coach Morris mentioned that in the off week you had very competitive practices. Said a couple of guys got into it with each other. How do you balance the appreciating the competitiveness versus not wanting your teammates to beat up on each other too much?
I mean, we get competitive as we can be. I mean, and if people get into it, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I mean, we're not out there just slugging each other and all out brawls and stuff like that. But I mean, if people are gonna get chippy and they're gonna get into it, I mean, hey, football is a man's sport played by men. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. But it's good to see some toughness. It's good to see some competitive edge. You know, but like you said, I mean, you got to make sure that you keep some boundaries in it. You know, we're not having people just, you know, going off on people. But you know, it usually happens within either linemen or DBs and receivers, because you know, and DBs, you know, they hold or stuff like that, and the receivers get mad about that, or you know, defensive linemen say the same thing about offensive linemen. They get into it and stuff like that. But it's definitely fun, and it's good to see that it means something to you. You know, it means something to you, that practice means something, that your pride means something to you, that you want to win. And so, but yeah, bye week was it was fun. It was fun.
What were the best matches?
Oh,
Boxing matches.
Oh, I don't think that should leave the practice field.
It's okay.
It was good. It was fun though. I mean, we had some young guys, some older guys get into it. But Tuesday night football, I'm looking forward to seeing it tonight. That's gonna be exciting.
Anything else for Matt?
Season's already halfway over, and teams just now leaving Texas for the first time. What are your thoughts on having a real true road game?
Oh, I love playing on the road. I'm extremely excited to do that. You know, playing in an opponent's stadium and just going in there and you know, working hard to beat them in their house. I mean, there's not many feelings that compare to that. That's really good. And you know, I also think, you know, playing the first half of the season, 6 games, I think that's also good for a recruiting standpoint for people here that play in Texas. You know, high school kids, you know, you want to be able to play in your hometown, have your family see you. So I think that's a big plus, you know, not having to leave Texas for the first half of the season. But as far as going to Florida, I mean, it's gonna be really fun. I think, you know, some guys in here that never really get on planes or never get to go out of the state. I mean, that's gonna be a good experience for them. But at the end of the day, it's a business trip, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna do our best to get a win.
Coach Morris mentioned South Florida's defense and how active they are. from what you've seen looking at film, do they generate most of their pressure with just their line, or are they bringing linebackers and DBs from all over the place at you?
Oh, I mean, I think they pride themselves in the defensive line. I think that's probably the core, the strength of their defense. So they generate a lot of pressure. I don't know if y'all got to catch the Florida State game a while back. I mean, their defensive line was doing a really good job against Florida State's offensive line. They were getting pressure. They were getting back there on Golson a good amount of times, and just causing a little distraction and commotion back there. So that's where I think they pride themselves. They do it. I mean, they do have a pretty good linebacking core, and they'll bring some blitzes from that. So I mean, that's really what they do. But I mean, if you look at them, when you walk out on the field in pregame, they look like a really good bunch. I mean, that's just how they are. So, USF is a team that they look good, big. I mean, they're one of the most athletic teams that personally I feel like we played last year. The defense was one of the most athletic defense we played last year. They just have a lot of athletes running around the field and they're big, So we just got to make sure that we just play our game, But it's nothing, it's nothing different for us. We're just gonna go out there. We're gonna play our football, and we're gonna stay within the game plan for 4 quarters. That's our plan. Is to make sure that we beat SMU, and SMU is not a problem for us on Saturday, and we just have to worry about USF.